Really quite like the lowland lakes, so let's do that again. Also, I think we're just gonna play on Pioneer. Keep her simple. Because I find that the combat's not the part that I find interesting about this game. We're gonna keep it on medium. Walkington? Game, are you insulting me? Chat Berg 2. Unless you can think of a better name, chat. What should we name our town? What do you think? Mocking Streamerton is the only way that could have been meaner. Like, frankly. Soup Hill? Is that like a hill where you get soup? I mean, it's worked great for names in the past. Wolverton? Homestead. Wow. You couldn't get less creative. I mean, just put Chatton into the name and you're good. Cherryburg? I like cherries. Hey, you're stupid. How are you? Thanks for the 25 pennies. Here, we named it. Hello. If you can do better than that, chat, we'll rename it. We're doing a new town, yeah, because every other one I've done has died right at the end of the stream. Sup, Sideways? Literally every single other one I've done has died. Please don't die? Okay, would you ever move to the town, please don't die? Shelbyville? Is that a reference? Because of the fucking Kipo, I don't trust it, King. Korvakstan? That sounds interesting. Rockland. I think I've been there. Darkham. It's right next to Green Eggs and Ham. Oh, is that a Simpsons reference? Okay. Is the rival town in The Simpsons? I mean, you can tell that I've seen all of, like, maybe 3. Everton? Everton. Or we could call it For Everton. For Everton. Usually name a town based on the... I don't know if you can rename it once in game. I don't think you can. Because I think it's just tied to your save file, Rachel. Pretty sure once you're in game, it just locks you in. Painsburg? That's just been my whole day. I don't need more of that. Are we there?
Life can be harsh.
Are we there? Not yet.
But in the old world,
Really? You're not capping over here?
When our crops failed, the ruling class would still collect the same share, leaving our children to starve. And if we had any coin to our name, the taxman would appear, demanding it for the crown.
Have a good bath past it.
Behind the safety of their walls, and did nothing when raiders pillaged the outskirts of the city.
I mean, also, the only natural response, Shamal, to Are We There Yet is no.
Some of us decided that it was time to leave. That we'd rather take our chances in the wilderness, seeking the promise of a new land, than starve to death in our homeland. The journey wasn't easy. We lost many along
No audio.
This wild, unsettled land offers us the hope of a new start as the masters of our own destiny.
It really genuinely bothers me, though, that this game doesn't load the map while you're in that cutscene. I know that's, like, kind of a ridiculous, like, complaint to have. But, V-Lug, thank you very much for being the 4th person to resub today. Cheers, man. 38 months. It's a goddamn long time. Check, and I got a couple beers for V-Lug keeping that sub alive for a 38th month. How about now? No. I'm like, I know that there's another thing. Cassie, long time. I hope you've been well. I know that there's another thing that like is stuck in my head right now about Are We There Yet? But it's like the only one that's coming to mind is the Shrek scene where your donkey's like, "Are we there yet?" And Shrek goes, "No." Then he punches Donkey. But it's like I know that there's another movie with that scene, and it's like on the tip of my tongue, and I'm trying to remember what it was. It's like a million years. I've never seen a Smurfs movie, so I can tell you for a fact it wasn't. Obviously, there's more than just that. So I'm going to do a thing, which is I really want to finish that tip goal for PAX money. So everybody who donates today will get money towards, or will get a person named in this town. So if you tip me with money towards the PAX goal, I will, you know, it's not like the best thing, but I will tell you when your person dies of something and what they died of. That's such a great selling point, right? But that means I need to name somebody Dr. Phineas. Dr. Phineas, you are a laborer who's 17 years old. There you go. Welcome to the town. You can ask me periodically if your person's dead yet, and I'll be like, maybe. How do I turn off that hotkeys thing? Toggle overlays, toggle widgets. Is it F1, F2, F3? Nope. I know that there's a way to turn it off. Or is it R? Nope. T? Nope. 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 How do I turn that? Crumbles. Streamlabs, yeah. You look 40? I mean, you've probably been through enough to be 40. Explore flag? Remove flag. Remember a Gary Larson comic called Lemmings on Vacation when they are driving and dad yells, "Kids don't stop. I'm driving off a cliff, I see." That might be it. I don't know, but the thing that I'm I'm remembering something that's like from the 70s or 60s. Like it's like the version of the movie that I might have seen might have even, that was quick, Bastet, might have even been like a like coloration of a black and white movie. It's gonna bother me for like the rest of the year. That's fine. I'll randomly like wake up in the middle of the night and just scream, "It was bad!" and then suddenly remember it. But that day is not today. Firewood is low. I mean, worse things have happened. You need to finish building the town center before I'm going to give you literally anything else to do, guys. So, but we're going to be living off of fish for the first winter or 3. And then transitioning into farming. There. Aquafunkalistic booty web. Welcome to the small village of 12.
You have fun on your business trip to the Penny Arcade Conference.
And deep in the what? Penny Arcade. Ah, yes. Falk. Man, that's a rough name. Aquafunkalistic booty whap. I'm amazed that fits. Excellent. Thank you very much for the $10, dude. Fish are good? Yeah, I can confirm. I had some fresh salmon earlier in the week, and it was lovely. Literally bought it from a fisherman. It doesn't fit, but they let me type it in, which is good. No game should have character limits for naming people, just for the sake of Aquafunkalistic Booty Wap. Also, what you been up to, Sideways? I hope you've been well. I feel like it's been a while, mostly because I haven't, you know, streamed EDF in a while. Not EDF season though. That's holiday season. Yeah, we're certainly getting to the season for buying salmon. I think this game plays best on a more peaceful setting with the game running on slow. Just my take, but. Okay, so we need a well. Let's put a well right there. I don't think I have any stone whatsoever. I'm just going to set this whole area to be harvested in resources and prioritize those. I need that well. Plant it later after winter. I'll do farm year 2 once I actually have like a decent number of people, because actually like running a farm requires a lot of hands. But once we have like 25 people, we'll build a farm. I'm more cause like that's a lot of food. So although I really hope that they improve the farming UI for this game, because good lord, it's still bad. One of the clunkiest UIs I think I've ever seen. And as somebody who's used to Dwarf Fortress, you know it's bad when I complain about it. All right, so let's extend that road. And let's get firewood going. At least we're doing well for, you know, wood. We've got wood everywhere. It's just a matter of going and getting it and moving it somewhere else. Also, hey, Infinity. Hope you've been well. I do gotta say, I love the music in this game. Although I will do my best to move this so it's slightly less obnoxious. Put it over there. And put that there. You know, I'll be honest, I don't actually know who Woody the Woodpecker is. I've heard the name a billion times. And no idea what that character actually is or what they're from, who created them, or anything about them aside from that. I just know that Woody the Woodpecker is a thing that exists. You could say it is like the most baseline knowledge of a character. If not, yeah, like I quite literally have no idea what that character is. Food production. Let's build fishing shack. I mean, I know that they are a woody woodpecker. That is the I know the name. I don't even you could put a picture like 15 different woodpeckers in front of me, and I wouldn't be able to tell you which one was Woody Woodpecker. In fact, in my brain, I think my brain thinks that Woody Woodpecker is Roadrunner, which I know are two completely different characters from pop culture, but according to my brain, they're literally the same thing. The only thing that I actually know about Woody the Woodpecker is that David Lynch has 5 Woody the Woodpecker dolls that he calls his kids. It's the only thing I actually know about Woody Woodpecker. Completely truthfully, that statement. That is the only actual knowledge of Woody the Woodpecker I have. Storage. Okay, so once we get the stockyard done, we can get the storehouse and the root cellar done. Housing shortage, really? Oh my no, lordy. We're so sad about not having houses. Just like current day, turns out. But also, I think largely for me, it is my lack of knowledge of just like TV pop culture, because like we didn't have any TV growing up. So Dad told me a Trump and Russia joke the other day with Rocky and Bullwinkle in it, and then said, "I don't know if you're old enough to get that." Did that make you feel old? Or, I mean, I know who Rocky and Bullwinkle are. I've never seen any actual media with them in it. Is his distinct laugh? Sure. I would believe that it is distinct. Do I have any knowledge of what it is? No. But I would believe it's distinct. Do these provide anything positive? So, living near a graveyard is neutral desirability, which I think is kind of funny. You don't want to live near grandma, I guess. Let's just set a bunch of gather stones orders. Woody reruns were definitely on TV when you were a kid. Same with Rocky and Bullwinkle. I mean, so Bugs Bunny is the one that I'm familiar with. Like, I'm familiar with, like, all of the Looney Tunes shit. Well, all of the mainline Looney Tunes stuff. Like, I don't think I've ever actually seen... What's the guy with the beard? I don't know why. We're hunting rabbits. I've never actually seen an episode of that dude, who I'm blanking on the name of right now. I know his name. It's not coming to me currently. But I don't believe I've ever actually seen... big beard dude with a shotgun outside of like still imagery and memes. Maybe like a clip or two edited into some YouTube poop at some point. Made you feel weird. Why doesn't your dad remember what cartoons were in front of you as a kid? The TV was just a babysitter? I mean, it's probably like partially just like it was a babysitter and also like your dad's not interested in it, you know? Yosemite Sam, yeah, that's his name. Am I talking about Elmer Fudd? Because Elmer Fudd's the one with the shotgun and the beard, right? Who doesn't have a shotgun anymore, I don't think, because that's bad for reasons. I don't know. I need to Google these characters. Elmer is the hunter? Okay, well, I've never seen an episode with Elmer Fudd in it. Although, oddly enough, I have seen the one where they're mocking Nazis, which is very questionable in the current day. There's some very strange, like, World War II related Looney Tunes episodes. Is he hairless? Okay, wait, then, Then who's the dude? Okay, turns out I know nothing about Looney Tunes. Scratch that. I know nothing about Looney Tunes. Turns out, when you live in the middle of nowhere, don't have, like, any TV whatsoever, your pop culture shit becomes, like, null. Right? Didn't have enough housing for them, I don't think. Oh, nope. Yeah, well, our housing capacity is up to 20, but we didn't actually bring them. All right, I'm going to prioritize some of these. Move these. And we're going to bring you over here. I'm going to get all that stuff harvested so we can grow this. He was small but had no beard. Okay, I guess I'm confusing Elmer Fudd and Yosemite Sam. Clearly. Holy Jesus. I just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 content strikes. Cool. 12 minutes ago. All for Obsidian Prince, which is a game I have one video of. The entire soundtrack just got claimed. It's like the entirety of the video just got claimed. I mean, they can take the revenue. Nobody's watched that video in, like, since it went live, but I mean, it's fine. Content strikes are different than copyright strikes. Content strikes are just, hey, yo, you don't own this, so we're monetizing your video for you. Whereas copyright strikes are, hey, yo, you're breaking the law. Guess what? You get to go to prison now. By that, I mean we're going to ban you. 2 new villagers migrated, or immigrated, and a new villager was born. Warner in the studio where Woody came from, Lance Studios, were both in rival cartoon companies other times. The chances of that... Well, see, the only reason I knew about Bugs Bunny was the library had them. Like, literally, that's the only reason I know about Bugs Bunny, was because we could get, like, VHSs of it from the library. So that's why I know about Looney Tunes. Or some things about Looney Tunes, I suppose. No, they're not bad at all. Like, it's like not killing my channel, but it's just funny because I always come in flurries like that. It's like some, if you guys want to go stalk them, there's some company called CD Baby just claiming everything related to that game's soundtrack, it looks like. So we got 4 months worth of food. And hopefully this will stop food from expiring so quickly. Do need a smokehouse, though. Hunter cabin, forager shack, fishing shack, crop field, smokehouse. Which, if it's anything like previous games, it's just going to catch on fire and be on fire the whole time. Have you heard that name before, Aqua? It's funny, there's like a few different like music ID companies that just like claim them all. Anybody, yeah. Could some, so do you know about the composer Lena Raine, Infinity? She did the soundtrack to Minecraft, the Hell Zone in Minecraft. She did the soundtrack to Celeste, to Chichery, A Colorful Tale. Anyways, okay, fair enough. But she has stated multiple times that she's never going to put content protection on her stuff so people can stream it, right? She's said that publicly many times. And for a minute there, somebody was claiming all of her soundtracks everywhere under her name as her. And she's just like, that's not me. Anyway, they stopped eventually and all the claims got lifted. But like, there was a good like week/month there where like half of my Long Death VODs weren't allowed to be monetized because somebody was like just taking the revenue from it. Like that's literally all it is they're just like, yeah, we're gonna take your revenue now. So I guess the next like year we're gonna just spend getting surpluses of stocks here. And then this is gonna fill up slowly, which is gonna help greatly. So I'm basically just gonna set everything to be harvested in this zone. Let me just chill for the winter. Although there is one other thing I need to build, which is we got the smokehouse, which is getting done pretty quick. But there's one other thing I need to build under storage. We got the root cellar is the storehouse. That's the other thing that I need. Yeah, pretty much. Is a relatively popular one. They're big about claims. Yeah. I mean, it sucks as a game developer because all it does is it makes people want to stream your game less and play your game less. Because if you risk a claim, then you're essentially risking like copyright strikes, which could end your career as a content creator. Six people have arrived. Yeah, we can take them. Got enough food to get through the winter because we got 1, 2, 3, 4 months. I just need one more fishing cabin. Larger shack, fishing shack. Well, I mean, usually what ends up happening isn't they are, it's not usually the game developer that puts their soundtracks up on those. Like every now and again, a developer will do that. Usually, what actually is happening is a developer licensed a soundtrack, and then the owner of the license decided, oh, there's a lot of YouTube videos with this in it. We should try and monetize this further. That's usually what ends up happening. Is it's not actually the game developer the most of the time. Like the game that got claimed there is a very small game, just made by like 2 people, and it's their first game ever. I'd be willing to bet that they licensed that soundtrack from a third party, and that third party decided to put their soundtrack in with the licensing company. That's almost always the cause. It's almost never the game developer being like, let's maliciously wreck a bunch of content creators' day. That's usually not the case. I mean, it probably happens sometimes, but that's generally not the case. Oh, geez. Okay, no, I don't want to do that. Cancel. Okay. Because, like, and this is also, like, do you remember when I was streaming Clan Folk that one day? And I was like, yes, I recognize this entire soundtrack. Right? That happens to me pretty frequently with games. It's just very rare that it bothers me that much because it's very rare that I'm that familiar with a game's soundtrack that I talk about it a lot. But pretty frequently I'll be like, yes, I know this soundtrack. And if I'm sitting there going, yes, I know this soundtrack, odds are pretty good, pretty fucking good, that they licensed it. Or it's just publicly available stuff like, you know, the Kevin MacLeod stuff, right? But if they licensed it and that licensor decides, and this is actually the reason I have to be careful about what soundtracks I stream, right? If the person who licensed that soundtrack, or the person they licensed that soundtrack from just decides, oh, I want to monetize this, then suddenly I'm kind of fucked. So I need a stop hit and a stop hit? What? A stop it. I need a stop it. I need a saw pit and a storehouse to build a market. But, you know, it just kind of sucks when it happens. A new villager is born. Also, chat, twist it, turn it, bop it, stop it. That also is a way of dating yourself. Food stocks are low. We'll make it. We'll be tight, but we'll make it. Anyway, the other thing that I was going to just say, chat, is I do have to say thank you for, like, tolerating my venting and making it through with us to the other side. Because, you know, really do appreciate you guys watching the stream and hanging around. There's no way to find them. I think that there is a way. Sort of. Villager professions, resources and storage, tavern info. There we go. It's fine. There, you stand out slightly. Your head's a lot longer. You are currently still 43. You're kind of hungry. And you're in good health, and you're chopping down trees. Your head's a lot longer. Like, your name tag's longer than everybody else's. Chat voted to skip the song. Anybody who streams with song requests on in the current year is a brave idiot. I ripped on them pretty hard. I didn't rip on them. I simply said it's too expensive to live there. That's not ripping on somebody. Besides, anybody who lived in Whistler would know that. It's too expensive to live there. Nobody lives in Whistler. People go on vacation in Whistler. Did we put... Wait, what topic? I mean, that topic hasn't really changed much. But sure. It's only been like a minute. Yeah, I mean, I've just kind of accepted that it's like, if a channel's doing song requests, one, they won't like my music, and two, they're not very good at their job. Which sounds mean, but it's kind of true. If you're good at your job, you wouldn't do song requests. Because you'd know how bad of an idea it is. Just like nobody lives in Death Valley, people visit Death Valley. I mean, lots of people own Airbnbs in Whistler, but suddenly all of my food is going to waste. Oh, I see. Someone else claims the visuals that can't both get... then it puts it into what I think the host of the Gymquisition used to refer to as a content lock, where it just gets stuck in content limbo and nobody can monetize it. They used to intentionally like put footage from Disney films and use copyrighted music just to put all of their videos in content lock. Because like Nintendo will claim anything that you post, right? With their music. So put Nintendo music and then also use some music from the soundtrack of I don't know, Blade Runner, and then suddenly neither company gets the ad revenue. And just gets stuck in ad revenue limbo. But, I mean, there's also nothing I can do about it unless I'm willing to pay a lawyer. And that particular video that got claimed 20 times hasn't been viewed, really. It gets maybe a view a month. So it's not like it's costing me an arm and a leg. It's not like it's my most profitable video of all time or anything. Kind of shocked that my food vanished so quickly over the winter. Please just stop storing food in here. So finicky. I just want to store like heavy resources like tools and stuff that don't go bad in here. Hello, Higondu. That goes all right. And yourself? I know, that's why I just built a hunter cabin. We just need the winter to end. We'll be fine. We just cut it a little bit close this year. You got COVID? Oh, that's unfortunate. Hopefully your symptoms are mild and the period of sickness is brief. But regardless, though, that's no bueno. I need a saw pit. Food stocks are low, but they've doubled in the last month, so we're fine. 36 hours straight? That sounds like when I got a really bad flu in like 2009. Which I never got like tested for or anything officially, but we suspect it was some weird strain of bird flu because that was going around at the time. And I basically didn't get out of bed or really wake up for about 3 days. So I've been there. Oh, that sucks, though. Fever's almost gone? That's good. Damn, that sounds rough, though. And so you're supposed to work 12 days straight while on vacation. He got COVID, so you ended up working 18 days straight. Yeah, it must have been a nice paycheck. Damn. Severe case of flu? Yeah. I mean, like I said, I got a severe flu once years ago, and never again. Ever since then, I mean, I was a little kid at the time, right? But ever since then, I've been super careful about getting myself flu shots and just being like, yep, never want to do that again. Pretty much been my take ever since. I'm actually gonna move this building. Can I really not fit that there? Kind of want to put a farm right here. Ah, that sucks. Let's cancel that. Move you to right there instead. Yeah, then there's me. I've had 4 COVID shots. 4. I'm already scheduled for my annual flu shot. I love that I can tell exactly. Also, Orange doesn't even need to give me money because there's just a person named Orange in here already. For reference, any donations towards that purple bar up there will get you a person named in this particular game, which is almost something I almost never do. But I can just see Aquafunkalistic Booty Wap walking around because their name is like so much longer than everyone else's. It's like, there's Aqua. I get it every year. I mean, some people are more susceptible than others. I can't do. But I really don't feel like getting into the do vaccines make things worse debate, because that's a debate that I'm so fucking tired of having. So please don't start that. All it's going to do is it's going to get you timed out. Like, there's certain political discussions I don't mind having, and then there's public health problems, which is just, as somebody who's completely immunocompromised, get your fucking vaccines. And if you have a different opinion, please don't say it in my chat, because it doesn't really benefit anybody. If you're able. Obviously, if you have an allergy, that's a different situation. All right.
Due to emissions regulations, coal-fired models of frog may only be operated between the hours of 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. in certain jurisdictions. Consult a local environmental law specialist before purchasing, as refunds cannot be issued.
Thanks for letting me know about the refunds cannot be issued, because most things voided my frog's warranty anyway. But thank you very much for the 57th month. It's been a long time. I feel like I only see you on resub days now. What's up, dude? Thank you much for keeping that sub alive for a 57th month. Fertility is 67%. Nice. It's gonna take forever to get that done, but let them start working on it. Happiness is skyrocketing. Woo! Did I ever make the thingy I need for that? Yes, I did. It's not even if you've played Banished in the last 10 years, you'll notice that it's significantly more mechanically dense than Banished. Banished was so mechanically light, it's comical by today's standards. But yes, there is wild animals that will attack your people, and
Enjoy bugs while not working.
cheers, Teleby. Thanks for the $23. We're damn close to the end, which means I can almost get rid of the stupid purple notification thingy. Teleby, you're now an 18-year-old man who looks kind of like the bad guy from... kind of looks like the bad guy from Breaking Bad. It's going to take them a while to get all those wood planks over there. I'm genuinely starting to think that nobody actually played Banished, because Banished is such a mechanically dull game. Like, there's literally nothing to it. Even with mods, there's still almost nothing to it. Like, it's such a simple game. But, like, this already in its very early access state is significantly more interesting. Would you say that game's been banished? From my currently playing, yes. So that's our saw pit. We're cutting lumber there. Putting them into planks. Kind of want to spend some of the stone on making these roads a little nicer. Make feel like Banished all over again? I'm not here to sell you video games unless I'm playing Jupiter Hell. So watch until you decide if you want it or not. For me, it feels nothing like Banished because I found Banished extremely boring and only lasted about 20 hours on Banished ages ago. And then went back to SimCity. But, I mean, this is much closer to something like End Zone. I don't know if that did it for you, but the problem with streaming this game for me is everybody's like, is this like Banished? It's like, no, it's really not. Otherwise, I would have been bored already. I've already put more time into this game than Banished, and it's still mechanically interesting. Like, just farming, as an example, once that I mean, I'm keeping the game on slow intentionally because I like it like that, but once this is done, you'll see, like, the seasonal pre-planting and scheduling of farming. Like, this game has an extremely deep farming system. It has combat, multiple kinds of combat against other cities and bandits. It has a very expansive tech tree. Stuff is super upgradable. Like, early game, it kind of looks like Banished, but by the time, like, if you go look at footage of end game stuff in this, it's like there'll be fucking castles and shit. It's a hell of a lot more than Banished. Like, you need to realize that the only part of this game that you're seeing is the very, 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 very early game stuff. Like, if I go to, I mean, I can't actually see any of the tier 3 buildings, but it's like brickyards. Like, this is only the tier 3 shit. For defenses, currently all I've got is the tier 2 stuff, which is just the lookout tower and that. But they're also adding more stuff to this game, and it's early access. So, and it's by Crate Entertainment, who are the people who made Grim Dawn. So, like, they know what the fuck they're doing with early access titles too. But I don't know. I don't like just sitting here being like, this is why you should buy this game. I don't know. If you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. I'm not a walking ad for the game. I'm playing it because I want to play it, which should be enough of an ad in and of itself. I mean, I would say Songs of Six is a better game, but, you know. Songs of Six is also a very different kind of thing. Songs of Six is kind of incredible. By the way, Ryan, I gifted you a very good game. Have you played Cheese Runner yet? Get your shit together and run some cheese and get your ass on the leaderboard. You have it installed? Good. It's literally just Drug Wars. It's a numbers gambling game. You're still playing Cheese Runner? Wait for a sale. I don't know. Like, I guess there's just a lot of streams on Twitch which are just like, I'm here to sell your games. Here is 5 different referral links. It's like, no. Unless I'm playing Jupiter Hell or Dwarf Fortress, I ain't here to sell you shit. But with Dwarf Fortress, I don't need to sell you shit because it sells itself. So I'm literally just here to play this game because I want to play it. That's it. At least we're producing significantly more food than we're consuming. We are foraging those things for making baskets, so. Automatically get an email from Is There Any Deal if it goes live on sale anywhere? Gotcha. Well, I mean, like, also the food stores rot, right? Let's get those roads upgraded. Need more planks right now. The problem is I'm using literally all of the planks that I'm producing to make that market. But once we get that market up and running, that'll speed that up. Just keep that prioritized so that they work on that first. And Sawmill. Good We have 7 laborers right now, so we can increase the number of people working at the sawmill. Turns out it's a valuable profession. Work on your posture, then. Time to plank. Fast up. Planking is very good for back pain. Are we catching rabbits? Those are? Oh, that icon looks nothing like deer. From farther away. Looks like rabbits. I should build another house. Oh, hey? Oh, hey, what? Congratulations, you used to be rich. Jack, can I get a round of beers? Because Rhinestone used to be rich. Well done, sir. Yay! I can get rid of the goal now. Thanks,
Have
everybody.
fun at PAX.
You know, like the smart streamer thing to do would be to just leave it up so people keep throwing money into it, but you can keep throwing money into it if you want. But I'm going to get rid of the goal because I don't think it needs to clog up the screen any longer. So thank you very much, everybody, for helping me have a PAX budget because, good Lord, I'm not looking forward to that bill. Oop. But means Zakos needs a person. And there you go. Founding fathers of whatever I named this town. Don't get a gaming chair because gaming chairs are terrible. Get yourself a middle of the ground office chair. It'll cost you 1/3 of the money. And will be a hell of a lot better for your back. Do not buy a gaming chair. Go around on the internet and look at some reviews of gaming chairs where all these people are just like, this is my DX Racer, and I fucking hate it. Or this is my Secret Lab, and I fucking hate it. And you'll be hopefully convinced to not purchase one relatively quickly, as they're generally a waste of your fucking money. Get a chair with good back support. Do not buy a gamer chair. Gamer chairs are sold for looks, like the equivalent of buying only the flashy light bulbs for your keyboard instead of the actual keyboard. But I'm also not sponsored by a gamer chair company, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Food spoilage. We lost some berries. What about you? 39 berries. I know. Keep an eye on like Craigslist too. There's like pretty decent office chairs show up en masse, really cheap, or Kijiji or whatever. Facebook Marketplace equivalent you use. Your chair's next? Hell yeah. Yeah, there's also that. I mean, one of the smartest things I ever did was I bought this chair. This is a, like, gray, boring-looking office chair, but... Oopsies. What the hell? Okay. This ugly-ass chair is super healthy. Something like that. Do not buy that chair. That's my only advice after seeing that chair for 2 seconds on the price. Do not buy that chair. Go to Staples and buy an office chair. You're better off lying in bed all day. I mean, if you go to IKEA, you can buy an IKEA Marcus for like 120 bucks, which is a pretty solid chair if you're above 5'5". If you're below 5'5", it's too high up for your shoulders, but. I mean, IKEA Marcuses are the most popular mass-manufactured office chair in the world for a reason. They're not the nicest chair, but like aesthetically, but. Do not buy a gamer chair. Just please, for all that is holy, do not get yourself a gamer chair. It's a waste of money. Do office chairs recline? Yes. Rubber band back chair? No. Hey, Grista. What's up, dude? I'm just checking something real quick. This game likes to mute when I tab out. It kind of bothers me. I mean, most office chairs recline. Which is apparently a lot like looking for left-handed mice with reprogrammable keys. This chair is rated up to 400 pounds, though. Just get yourself a Herman Miller knockoff for like 350 bucks. Ryan? Headrests and back mesh. The headrest on this is completely disconnectable, and what do you have against mesh? Mesh is fine as long as it's got proper support in it, and this one's got proper support. Also, the support is adjustable. You can move it up and down exactly where you want it. Mesh just means that you don't sweat like fucking crazy. If it's well designed. If it's not well designed, then it just falls apart usually. Geese. Don't buy a chair on Amazon. Just go to Staples. Sit in a bunch of chairs until you find one that you think is comfy and buy that. Literally, just go to Staples. Or any other office supply store. That's also why you hate memory foam. I mean, those are two completely different fabrics, but okay. It would be a staple in your diet. No, that's what would happen if you ate a staple, gun armor. Cheers. So don't buy a leather chair. You can buy mesh-backed chairs at office supply stores. But you don't want to buy a chair until you can sit in it. They did a me review comparing? That's funny because like I was trying to figure out where you added me in that sentence, Ryan, because it lights it up highlight because you said blind. I was just like, they did a me review? What's a me review? Oh, duh. Yeah. I'm stupid. It's fine. Let's try not to upgrade until I need to. Pop that down over there. The only reason I bought this chair, the autonomous, is because literally 5 different people I know bought them and recommended them. And these were people who got rid of their gamer chairs to buy a better quality chair. Literally, that's the reason I bought this chair, was because 5 different people I know, all who are around my height, all recommended them. New villager migrated, and or immigrated. Why do I keep saying migrated? Dwarf fortress. And then a new child was born. Nothing is going to be expiring because everything is in the storehouse, which is perfect. Perfect. Chairs to the Herman Miller, and I seem to remember that they liked the middle road even against the Herman Miller. I mean, like, nobody wants to spend like $5,000 on a chair. So, like, it's like anything, right? Eventually, you're gonna hit diminishing returns, and believe it or not, that kind of happens with Herman Millers eventually. You kind of eventually hit diminishing returns. I mean, this chair, the one that I have from Autonomous, is literally just like a clone of a Herman Miller. It's like, hey, let's take like their best design and just like tweak it slightly so we don't get sued. That's literally the design of this chair. Turns out, it's really good. So I'm going to... I don't actually have enough. You're poor, you can only... So go to IKEA. Assuming everyone has an IKEA close by, because they're an international nightmare. Go to an IKEA and get yourself an IKEA Marcus. You can even sit in them before you buy them. They have them with mesh, they have them with pleather, they have them with fabric, they have them in like multiple different materials. Only once you have money to spend sufficient money on a chair, and which is a long way out. No, totally, absolutely. I mean, I completely agree. I mean, if I ever make YouTube millions, which I won't, I will gladly spend $5,000 on a chair once. But so far, this $350 chair, that's a carbon copy with cheaper materials, pretty fucking good, frankly. But do not buy a chair on Amazon. Just don't do it. Too many horror stories come out of those. I've never heard of Dungeon Deathball. So maybe I don't know. The name might have just like slipped my head, but certainly wouldn't put it past me. I'm gonna build a second root cellar. Also, resources, basket shop, tannery. Make a tannery because, well, we have the hunter's lodge somewhere. Wherever the fuck I put it. There you go. There's the hunter cabin. Seems to be getting at least some pelts. IKEA is not that bad. You literally follow the arrows and you show up on the other side. Like it's as simple as following directions, which turns out a lot of middle-aged men are incapable of, Krista. So just like, don't be like your average middle-aged man and ask for directions and stare at the arrows on the ground, and you'll get out eventually. And don't buy the meatballs; they're a trap. It's not a maze. A maze has dead ends. IKEA doesn't have dead ends. People just don't follow the fucking arrows and try and take shortcuts and end up looping back around on themselves. Literally just follow the arrows. It's literally that simple. Just follow the arrows. So people that never played an MMO? I mean, I've never really played an MMO unless you count, like, RuneScape. And the ergo chair? Interesting. The ergo chair is the one I have. But trust me, whether or not a chair reclines shouldn't be a selling point. Whether or not it supports your back and actually improves your, like, physical health, it should be whether or not you purchase a chair. A dope cookie, then a tour of an IKEA can be quite the adventure. I don't know. I don't like IKEAs. I really, really, really dislike IKEAs. Not because, like, they're not an adventure or anything. I don't like IKEAs because they just smell like fake plastic that wants to kill me. Like, you know that smell of, like, packaging that just doesn't smell good? It's like that, and then, like, those stands that only sell Tupperware containers. Those are, like, the two worst stores for me. I don't like them. I go into an IKEA and I instantly get a headache. It's the worst. I hate IKEAs, but I do go to them from time to time to buy shit that I need. Also, like, you know, the original founder of IKEA was real good friends with Adolf, popular German leader. Which they, like, wiped, which he, like, did a pretty good job of wiping from their company's history until the guy passed away, and they were like, yeah, we don't like him. It's like, Jesus. There aren't any near you? You're lucky. Made it to year 3, still in tier 1. Hell yeah. You need water? You have some Warhammer to paint? Gotcha. Well, thanks for keeping us company here for a bit. Actually, hold up. Ryan, I got a thing for you. You might actually cancel painting Warhammer when you see this. So this is free. It's a PS2 style mecha diorama builder, editor, and screenshot machine. It's not a game. There's no gameplay. It's literally just a mecha diorama editor. No, not in Mother Ukraine. In the world of back pain, chair reclines you. Fuck, exactly, right? Anyway, it's free. You're welcome. So I don't try and sell people video games. I just tell them about things that they didn't know existed that they didn't realize they wanted until they learned it existed. And then they're mad at me because I waste their time. Like, God damn it. I was about to go do this other thing. Fuck. All right, so. Crop yield. Frost tolerance. All right, we'll start you at the beginning of the year. And then we'll work the fields. We'll reduce weed load. Can I do 2 of these? No, it doesn't look like it. All right, then year 2. Do that, followed by this, followed by this, followed by that. Let's see if that works. Let's see how that does. If that even works. I don't know. Just alternate cabbage and see if we can get any cabbage. Well, it says that they're planting crops, so fingers crossed. I just killed a deer that's on the edge of my field. Well, that's pretty good. Dioramas, bitch! I read that in the voice of an old YouTuber in my head. And also kind of Breaking Bad. Dioramas, bitch! Alright. Now we got that sturf done. What else have I not made yet? Basket shop. Let's make us a basket shop. And do that. We're gonna go back up to housing. Let's do that. All the way up to here. Make 3 more houses. Oh, the one like Overwatch? Yeah. I wonder if that'll be any good. Or rather, I don't know if it'll be any good. I wonder if people will like it and play it more than 10 minutes. Kind of hope so. I feel like people who like Gundams are just constantly getting abused by the people who make Gundams. You don't see many people streaming it? Do you see anybody streaming any of the great games that I play? Same thing. There are certain types of games that streamers think nobody wants to watch, right? People assume people want to watch this game because it's pretty, right? People assume nobody wants to watch Dwarf Fortress because it's ASCII and not pretty, right? Songs of Six is kind of a similar thing. It doesn't look super pretty, so people assume people don't want to watch it. It's a bloody shame, but it's the truth. Songs of Six has the same problem. Great game. Phenomenal game, even. But streamers assume people don't want to watch it. Regardless of whether or not that's true. It's the same issue that I had with Jupiter Hell all day today. I don't get raids on that game because people assume people don't want to watch it. You don't understand they're just being accurate to the lore IRL? I mean, I won't argue that. I never said I don't understand. Like, I get what they're doing. They're just a profit-driven shit company. But, you know, you could say the same thing of Games Workshop. You could say the same thing of, like, almost every other big greedy company with way too much money that doesn't respect their fan base whatsoever. Yeah, if a game doesn't get streamed, people assume nobody wants to watch it. And then it's a self-perpetuating cycle. RimWorld gets streamed because people assume people want to watch it because there's always people streaming it, right? Dwarf Fortress doesn't get streamed by very many people because, like, the times that Dwarf Fortress has been streamed the most is when Joel plays it. Even though the dude plays it for 2 weeks, once every 6 months, once every 6 years, not even months, once every 6 years. But when Joel plays Dwarf Fortress, there's like 12 other people streaming it that have never played Dwarf Fortress because they assume people want to watch it because there's 5,000 people watching every day. Like, if I was the size of Co-Carnage and I sat in Songs of Six and streamed Songs of Six every day for a month, that would be enough to attract a streaming audience to it. Songs of Six is phenomenal. But, like I always say, I won't recommend that you buy it. What I will say is I recommend that you watch my interview with the developer on it, because I think that that's a really good interview, and one of my better interviews, in fact, and hopefully you'll get some entertainment out of it. It's also the same problem that I run into with like every single traditional roguelike. There was a very brief period of time, shortly after a certain YouTuber who I don't like made a video review of the game, where a lot of people were streaming CUD. There was like 5 to 10 channels live every single day for a good like month. And when I would stream CUD, I'd get an extra 50 to 100 people watching, more than I normally would on CUD. But that's because people assume that people want to watch it because a video just got 5 million views about it, right? And that's just how this industry works. It's this weird self-perpetuating cycle. If you build a community of people that want to stream it, then people assume people want to watch it, and then more people stream it. But games like Songs of Six have never really managed to pull that off. So, I mean... yeah, I mean, you can try and force it by doing things like drops, but like Songs of Six is a dude. It's like a dude and his community helper person. So, you know, just kind of is what it is. And, you know, it's the same reason that, like, people will tune into my Dwarf Fortress streams, and I stream Dwarf Fortress, like, 3 times a week normally. Although I took today off, just because everybody needs a break every now and again. Where people tune in, they'll be like, man, I haven't seen people streaming Dwarf Fortress in forever. It's like, well, I mean, I streamed it yesterday and the day before, but it's just because they don't follow the directory and like it never gets recommended to them because there isn't a lot of people and a lot of activity there. The more activity a game gets, the bigger games grow, right? Which is why, like, I wish Quill18 would just stream Dwarf Fortress every single day for like 2 months, because then Dwarf Fortress would suddenly have a streaming community behind it. Which is why I hope that Dwarf Fortress launching makes me big enough that I can kind of be that person, where I can go to a game like Songs of Six and stream, or Odd Realm is another good example, where it's like I would like to just sit there and stream Odd Realm for 2 months. But if I stream Odd Realm for 2 months, all that will happen is people will stop watching my channel because not enough people know that that game exists. And because they don't know that that game exists, they assume it's not worth watching. And because there's never anybody streaming it, they assume nobody wants to stream it, right? It's like me and my stream team, we can like make a game streamable for a period of time. Oh, neat, you can see the cabbages. Cool. You can, like me and my stream team, we can make a game have an audience for a bit by just all of us streaming it simultaneously. If we all stream a game in the same, like, 14-hour time window, the next day there will be 1 or 2 channels streaming it. There are people who know us, but they assume people want to watch it. The chair you're looking at is 200? Oh, wow, the price went up on it. But that's the economy. I would save your money for a little bit and buy it, because that's a pretty good chair. Kind of is a Scream team, Scream at these nuts. But you know, like, the reason Paradox games get streamed is because there's enough big YouTubers off of Paradox games that have convinced people that people want to watch them. So then smaller channels build an audience just streaming them, right? It's like, if somebody just sits down and streams Victoria 3, nobody's going to tune in. Or not Victoria 3, Victoria 2, nobody's going to tune in. Very few people will tune in. Except for maybe like a few mad lads will tune in. Very few people will actually tune in, though. Most people will just completely miss that stream exists. But if you stream Crusader Kings 3, lots of people will tune in. Because, or more people will tune in. Because there's much more of an audience for that game, right? Because people frequently stream it. But if there was like a cult following for Vicky 2, and a lot of people streamed Vicky 2 on the regular, then channels would be building their entire audience based off of it. IKEA chairs are great. They don't quite have the lasting power green warbler as like a more expensive brand, but as far as like as far as like entry level affordable like office chairs go, they're pretty fucking good. Like, save up the money and like obviously I would recommend save up like $400 and buy something like an ergo chair like this one, but like if you don't have the funds, just wait it out. It's worth waiting. There they go. They repaired it. If you want, you can link the model in chat, Green Warbler. There's no rules for posting in chat. It's such a meme that I said it instead of Vicky. I mean, that's like Paradox's Half-Life, is it not? We'll fill this area up here with parks. I need to level up my town center, and it's being like, it's ready to level up! And I'm like, yeah, I know, but we'll do that next year. Is there a joke in there, Gristoff? I don't get it. Oh, that one. Yeah, I've seen that one around. How long? Well, they didn't take over it. They bought it. I can't remember. Wasn't that like 20? It was like 4 or 5 years ago now. It was quite a while ago. Really? Only 2 years? I swear it was like 2018. Because it was like not too long after that game hit 1.0. Years. Okay, split the difference. 2019. We were both close. We were both wrong, but both close. And you know what? I'll take it. Got that composter thingy done. Build a Fletcher building. Can I cram you in here anywhere? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, as a plot for snaring new DF fans. I think I would probably just get my channel reported for being in the wrong directory, but like, solid idea though. I like your theory crafting here. I'm not certain it would be as effective as you imagine potentially. Hi, stupid. I'm blind. My favorite plot for snaring new DF fans was when everybody was streaming movies on Twitch illegally to troll the, what's it called, Artifact directory, and then someone was just streaming Lord of the Rings in the Dwarf Fortress directory titled Dwarf Fortress Cutscenes. Like, to this day, that's still just genuinely funny to me. Like, I don't know why that amuses me as much as it does, but it fucking does. It's just way too funny. Like, it shouldn't amuse me as much as it does, but my god. It just makes me cackle when I hear that. That's amazing. I mean, it's like, was literally just streamed the entirety of Lord of the Rings on repeat for like 3 days straight. It was the Moria scene? No, it was the entirety of Lord of the Rings on repeat for like 3 days straight. Dwarf Fortress Adventure cutscenes full movie. No, it was literally just Dwarf Fortress cutscenes was the name of the stream. It should have just been like the Moria scene like on repeat, but it was still funny. Also, chat room, thank you very much for killing that goal. I was super bummed out all of today. You guys kind of saved it. Not gonna lie, kind of did. I'm intentionally not moving up to the next level because I think that the balance of this game's a little bit off. Like, it kind of throws you for a loop the literal second you move into the next era. It's just like, yeah, everything sucks. And you're just like, oh, great. Everybody starts complaining and has to pay taxes as soon as you move into the next age with this. So I'm just waiting until we're like in a really comfy spot. And we'll start it at the beginning of next year, and then we'll be in a good spot all of the beginning of next year. So you actually need to run to the tabletop store. You don't have a couple of paints you need, but like you have virtual mech builder. Why do you need to build your warhammer? Have a good. Wait, are they open that late? It's like 7 o'clock. I guess you have a tabletop store that's open late. My local tabletop store closes like ridiculously early. You know, nobody's asked me to do that in like 3 weeks. True story. Okay. Well, I can't tab out, so scrolls up, scrolls up, scrolls up. Let's go. Scrolls up. I wish this game wouldn't mute itself when I tabbed out. Every fish claims its illegal cheese mixture bangs. Crouch towards Valhalla. Victory awaits. Tequila mezcal is artful. Silence here. Vote Duffer Mufflian. Racing snails, rocket boots, and golf balls. Cows utter insensible golden calves. Superior telescope, skills, speed meters, ship, velocity, alarm, wailing. What? Up towards me. Yet again, zombies prevail. No. Alarms ringing. Situation clear. Careful critters capsulate carpenter carpets. Catastrophically streams never go against crossing. Perpendicular hyperplanes. Hydroplane perfunctually. What are rainbows? Science adversaries? Fire the Kittenator. Bovine menace grass golems with detention. Detonation? I don't know what that word is. Missing pairs, despair, flares. Creepy uncles don't respect flounders. Eat. There you go. We're all caught up. Building is on fire. What'd you think of that? Put it out, boys. Damn, it's pretty late. Gaming store you go to is open 24 hours from Thursday till Monday. That seems unhealthy. Or at least they close one day. Everything here is like in the local mall, so they close at like 5. Anyone tuning in here and I just wondered if you remember my meds. Fortunately, if I hadn't remembered my meds, I wouldn't be like rambling like a nonsensical person. I would just be unconscious and kind of dead. I would just be in a coma. If I hadn't remembered my meds. Because here there's specific zoning laws as to what can be open 24 hours and a lot of things can't be. Maybe it's for the best, Green Warbler. To work 4-hour shifts? I mean, it doesn't matter how long your shift is. We just have really strict zoning laws here. Got one farm. We're working on a second farm. We'll try and get a third one. But now that we're working our way into winter, let's upgrade. And you're going to see shit upgrading left and right all of a sudden. Got a surplus. We got a good number of people. Except I don't need as many people working on this. Let's just push you down to 2. Also, another thing about this game, it has 5 different, like, map styles. There's these big lakes. There's alpine. There's basically the prairies. Grocery stores on specific zoning a certain distance away from heavy housing things. So most places in cities that are grocery stores can't be open because most of them are too close to housing. Like fast food restaurants with a drive-through. Most places can't have their lobby open 24 hours. They have to be the drive-through only. But there's like, I can think of one 24/7 grocery store in the general vicinity, and it's not close to me. So yeah, most like, I don't even know where the nearest 24/7 Walmart is. It's because like having 24/7 things has people out and encourages people to be out and about super late at night, right? Like the fucking Domino's pizza in my building isn't 24 hours. Like almost nothing is 24 hours here. Like there's the only things that I know of in the general vicinity that are 24 hours is there's a convenience store. There's a few gas stations, a convenience store that is connected to the local train station that's open 24 hours. The odd Tim Hortons. We don't have delis. This is Canada. That's not true. We do have delis, but they're not common. Yeah, like if I go out at like 2 o'clock in the morning, there will be like 3 things open and 2 of them are gas stations and one of them's a corner store. Like literally, pubs close at 11 here. Like everything closes early here, but it's to like keep people from being annoying, Layden. I kind of like it. I don't know. And this is as somebody who for ages used to work all night. Oh, right, duh. Got lots of wood selected for harvest. What you talking about, game? There you go. You're lying to me. Like, I remember the town that I grew up in had an Overweighty Foods that was 24 hours in the middle of it. The thing literally bankrupted itself because of, like, they literally, like, lobbied to change the local laws to allow for 24-hour grocery store establishments. And they went out of business because of how dead they were at night. Like, just nobody went grocery shopping at night. And honestly, like, there's part of me that feels that's the way it should be. I don't know. Like, I don't think that... Like, I get, like, being open late, like, being open till midnight. Yeah, that, like, the Walmart here closes at, like, I think it's 11:30 on Sundays, and then, like, 1 in the morning the rest of the time. Having places open late is awesome. Not when you live right next to them. Yeah, like, real Canadian Superstore isn't open 24/7, and that's, like, our equivalent of Canadian Walmart. Also, Canadian Walmart was a really good Twitter follow in, like, 2016. Also, hi, Balinor. As somebody who used to work in restaurants, 24-hour locations are always dirtier, have higher turnover, and are significantly worse places to work. So I do not agree. Things should not be open 24 hours. Yeah, like, I live in a city of, like, well, I guess the total Greater Vancouver area is 4 million people, but it's like, I live in an area with 2 million people in it. And having things open 24 hours just increases noise. Like, that's literally all it does. Like, everything should close by midnight. Otherwise, you just get people hanging around and, like, having a busy, bustling city center is fine as long as nobody actually lives there. The second people live around that, like, you don't want to be close to that. Like, I intentionally, when I worked in fast food, moved from a location that was open 24/7 to when the sun is up. I mean, I guess it's different if you live like in Arizona where Rhinestone lives, where you're in a fucking desert, so like you can't go outside during the day because it's 50 bajillion degrees burning outside. But like, so that makes some sense given climate. But like here, no, there's no logical reason for stuff to be open. Overnight sucks at McDonald's because it's impossible to keep the place clean. So the food quality goes down, the food cleanliness goes down, freezer cleanliness goes down, everybody's general mental health goes down because nobody wants to work the weekend shifts. Service gets worse on the weekends. Like, there's literally no positives except for you can be drunk and get McDonald's in the middle of the night. There's literally no positives. But, you know, my unpopular opinion of the day. I've got lots of them. We're building a trading post. At least you could finally get the bathrooms clean. Yeah, no, totally. I mean, like, closed lobby is a minimum, in my opinion. Got meetings tomorrow, so you'll be in and out. I mean, tomorrow will be a long death, so it'll be a normal Dorothy stream. I think there's only a handful of 24-hour places in your major city. The bars close at 2 p.m. Most of the 24-hour places are... See, that's too early for me. 2 p.m.? What the fuck? Unless you mean 2 a.m. Bars should open at 2 p.m. What? Now you're just talking madness. As a hobbyist alcoholic, I'll have you know, that's offensive to me. It's a nasty-ass restaurant called Waffle House? Yeah. Open at 6 a.m. and close at 2 a.m. You see that? Okay, now that's a completely different kind of problem. Bars here open at about 10 in the morning until noon, because unless you have a very specific liquor license, you're not actually allowed to sell alcohol until 11 a.m. So, like, if you go into, I don't know, a diner, they can't give you a pint of beer until 11 in the morning. You know, I've never actually been to a Waffle House in my entire life, my Rathy. True story. I've been to IHOP, never been to a Waffle House. What's fun is that you can't sell packaged liquors until after 9 p.m. I mean, like, government liquor stores here all close at 9. All of them. Week long. Like, and I think Sundays they close at 5. But the private ones can stay open until 11:30. So, like, you can acquire booze until pretty late. But I mean, we also have legal weed, so. It's funny that I'm talking about 24-hour places. I know a 24-hour weed delivery service. They'll deliver you weed at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yes, it's legal. There's no government liquor stores. See, 90% of them here are government. Are you talking about, like, selling liquor in a grocery store kind of thing? They have very frustrating laws that make it so you can't buy alcohol most days. That just seems like you need to plan your day better, honestly. I don't like tabbing out Bastet because it mutes the game, so I'm not going to do it unless I need to. I know what a Dahlia looks like. There's ABC package stores. What? What's that? Here, ABC is a shitty diner. They'll sell you, like, crappy pancakes. Iron mine, gold mine, coal mine, sand pit, apiary. That's what we need. Honey! I need some honey, honey, because you're buzzing around. Year number 4. We've lived lots of different places, including places with drive-in liquor stores. We have a couple of those, but they're all like really old. I don't think you can build them now. It's like one of those, oh, it's for, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for here? If you're mining stone, it's because you had a, or not mine, if you're mining stone. If you had, if you have a drive-in liquor store, it's because you were built before a certain year. Yeah, it's grandfathered in. That's the term I was looking for. But like, why would you drive through for liquor here when, or anywhere when you can just order it on like Uber Eats? Like, let's be honest. Yeah, I don't know. Genuine opinion. It's like if alcohol stops being sold early in the day, that seems like you just need to be better about planning your day. That doesn't seem like the law being annoying. It just seems like you need to be smart about how you plan your day. That's all it really seems like to me. Get some honey going. It's way more expensive if you order for delivery. Oh yeah, I know. I mean, the way I buy booze is I grab my growler, my 2-liter growler, and I walk to one of the local breweries and I get it filled. But most of the breweries close at like 7. Like the local brewery to me on weekdays closes at 5. On weekends closes at 7. On Sundays, or sorry, Saturdays they close at 7. On Sundays they close at 3. I think it's literally just because nobody wants to work the bar. The drive was so long you didn't get there before 9? Well, I mean, that sounds like she needs to just, you know, pre-buy alcohol. But I don't know. I do genuinely believe that, like, okay, so this is my platform, I guess you could call this politically. I genuinely believe that us as people should be trying to work less and cause work for other people less and spend less time rushing to do the next thing and just focus on slowing down. And 24-hour places are the complete opposite of that. 24-hour anything is the most consumerist heavy, you always have to be busy and doing something else way of thinking. And so, in my opinion, it benefits literally everybody to not want things to be open 24 hours. But you're free to completely disagree with me if you want. I get some parks crammed in here. Let's increase the desirability of this area. Exactly. Which is why places should pay people better and compensate people better. We all need to be a little bit more socialist is what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, and this comes from, like, my point of view on this comes from somebody who worked his ass off on the night shift in McDonald's for 8.5 years. If somebody should have an opinion on whether or not things should be open late, I think that my opinion matters. I've been there, done that, did that for way too fucking long, and nobody should have to. Genuinely. Been there, done that, did that. Nobody should have to do that. We need to explore, because I need to find more stone. At the end of the day, there's things where it's just, you still work 2 a.m. till 2 a.m. till 10 a.m. at Target? Oh god, that sucks. You get the 2 worst crowds of people. You get the drunk assholes and the preppy sports moms in the morning. I'm so sorry, Green Warbler. Good lord, that sucks. 45 people. Oh, also because I got rid of the sub goal, anybody who subs or resubs or prime subs can have a person, by the way, or gifts a sub. That's the way that we're gonna do this going forward. So if you want a person in this game, gift a sub, resub, prime sub, blah blah blah. Which means you'll probably have time to do the shit you need to do before work. Yeah, I mean, ideally. Yeah, your name's still very long. I mean, you're currently unable to work for whatever reason. Probably just because there's no jobs available. Right, and this is done. So let's prep fields, because this seems to work. So let's prep fields. Do this, followed by prep fields. Do this, followed by... Actually, yeah, followed by prep fields, prep fields, prep fields. Spend a whole year just doing field prep. And we'll see which one of these works better. All right, have they explored out a little bit more? Yep, they have. Harvest resource, do it. Harvest resource, do it. Harvest resource, do it. At least when you were on night shift, it was a non-public facing position. I mean, here's the thing about night shift, right? There are specialized jobs that will need to be done 24/7, right? I'm not talking about things like airport or mass transit. I'm talking about grocery stores, liquor stores, pubs, restaurants. You know, I'm talking about largely luxury items and then things that need to be accessed like grocery stores, but can be accessed during like a 14-hour, 16-hour window. Like, I had this discussion with my neighbor the other day where he was telling me that I should go do my grocery shopping at this one specific Asian market, which I'm not going to name because there's only 2 of them and one of them's like up 2 blocks from me. He was telling me that I shouldn't go to the more expensive grocery store that I go to and I should go to the Asian market. And I told him I don't like going there because of how dirty it is. And he goes, I guess that's something that that never really bothered him and he never really thought about it. And it's like, I refuse to purchase food from a place that's open from 6 a.m. until 1 a.m. because that is the maximum amount of time that you're allowed to be open. It's so fucking dirty in there, it's ridiculous. My grocery store opens at 9 a.m. and closes at 9, right? So they're open for 12 hours and they're closed for 12 hours. It's immaculately clean. Everything is very clean. It's very well kept. Everything's super organized. All of the food is like changed out regularly. You're never going to find something that's like straight up rotten. That market that he was recommending I go to, you walk in, it's called something market, but anyway, you walk in there and you could just pick up a tomato and it falls apart in your hand because like there is just straight up moldy food everywhere. And if the front stuff that they're showing to the customer is disgusting, you don't want to know what they have in the fridges, right? And that's how I feel about anything that, like, places that sell food have to be held to a high cleanliness standard. Like, we used to have a Save on Foods that was closest to here, which recently closed and then moved, which was open ridiculously long hours up until COVID happened. They were, again, open from like 6 a.m. until 1 a.m. And I would not buy food from there because you could smell their deli section. So it's like, I worked in cleanliness for so long that I guess it's just like rewired my brain that if stuff is gross, if stuff looks gross from a distance, it's probably really gross. I need a wagon shop. This thing. Where transport wagons are manufactured, wagons can be used by villagers to quickly transport goods from one place to another, increasing the efficiency of building, farming, and resource harvesting. Oopsies. That I didn't mean to do. Nothing to trigger your autism? I mean, that's totally fair. I mean, I liked when so when the pandemic was at its height, right? Like when everybody was in lockdown and the entire world was paying attention and all of that stuff was happening, there was a law put in place here briefly, which didn't last very long. Lasted basically that one summer, where if you were immunocompromised or above the age of 65, you could call your doctor and get a signed doctor's note mailed to you, and you could go grocery shopping between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. whenever the grocery store opened until 10 a.m. was for immunocompromised and senior citizens. It was the nicest time for grocery shopping in your entire fucking life, because I'd go in there and it would be like me and one other old lady just like, I'm gonna grab my jug of milk, and then it was just me. And it was great. I could just fucking walk in there. There was nobody in there. I just grab the shit I need and I leave. And it was fucking phenomenal. Obviously, that's not a thing anymore, so I now just wait until like Monday morning to do my grocery shopping generally. But it's like I do feel you there. It's nice being the only person in the grocery store, but it's just not a reasonable ask. Because people need to work there. There's also the thing where it's like some supermarkets can be a nightmare, but I tend to feel like the places that this is just my observation based on like where I live, but the places that tend to become nightmares are the places that try to do everything. Your Walmarts, your Canadian superstores, your Costco, your Target, I guess, your Kmart back when they existed. Like those are the places that become nightmares. Like, if I go do my grocery shopping at Walmart, it's a fucking nightmare. Truly. It is an absolute travesty any time of the day. Does not matter. It could be early in the morning or late at night, and it's bumper to bumper, and it's a fucking night. If you go to the tiny little local grocery store, there's 2 other people in there. So I think, like, to a degree, I guess it depends on where you live, and your mileage may vary, but for me, at the very least, it's just, I will go to the slightly more expensive grocery store because it's a much more pleasant shopping experience, because I don't have to tolerate, psychopaths. Yeah, I mean, that might also just be a problem with the management at that point, right? Of the 4 Safeway grocery stores, the one nearest you is filthy? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't speak for every single grocery store. I just know that when things are 24 hours, they tend to be dirtier. Talking about Basket Market, which is mostly food and just fresh and cheap, so everyone prefers that. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, like, we have this small chain called Kin's Market, which is generally in malls, which is all fresh local stuff, and it's generally pretty cheap and generally pretty clean. There's actually a new one, which is privately owned, opening up pretty soon in what used to be essentially a Chuck E. Cheese knockoff, so that'll be an interesting building to have a little market in. All right, let's say let's get some more of these upgraded. What do you guys need to level up? Need location desirability bonus to go up. Two crops eaten by wildlife. Boo. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of understand where you're coming from, though, CCJ. It is much more pleasant to do your grocery shopping alone, but in my experience, like, And this kind of even goes for like bigger grocery stores too. It's like depending on the time of day you go, you can almost always find a time that isn't an absolute clusterfuck if you really put your mind to avoiding it. But I also don't know because, you know, not an issue I deal with, so. I swear I saw an iron deposit around here. Oh, there it is. That's a coal deposit. Where was the... I saw an iron deposit around here. Where the fuck was it? Oh, I'm a smart. I built it. It's right underneath everything. Well, I mean... Let's see how many unemployed people we have. 11, perfect. Build 2 iron mines. Let's get that stuff going. Delivery is a lot more accessible now. Yeah, I mean, that's also a thing that needs to be worked on. You know, here's a question. What's better? 50 people driving their SUVs into a grocery store parking lot to do their grocery shopping, or one dude in a van making a round, or like 2 people on bicycles with big wagons making a round around town? Like, what's better? What causes more traffic? Think about it for a sec. Gorsh, I wonder. Does this deselect stuff? No, it doesn't. I don't know how to unselect those for harvest, but... Also need to see what we have for honey. It genuinely, like, annoys me in this game that honey isn't considered to be a foodstuff. It's like, are you for real? Honey isn't food? Well, we are producing honey and wax. Look at that. Honey and wax. Excellent. All right, so I'm going to disable the tutorials. The tutorial in this game is so confusing to me. Wait, hold on a second. Are you saying they're currently disabled? Game, tutorials are disabled. Why are you giving me tutorials? The fuck? I'm upset. Also, I need to take a real quick urination break. Back in a sec. Also, hi, Haas. How is you today? You know, as stupid as this gardening UI is, I'm starting to like it. I'm really starting to like it. Because that gardening UI is genuinely stupid, but... well, I could sell smoked fish. Bring 100 of them to sell. I could bring a lot of greens. Let's bring all of the honey that we have, which is like 14. You have not decided yet how you are today? Today's been like a weird mixed bag for me. Like kind of great, but also kind of terrible. I will say I had a great little dev chat with Epion this morning about Jupiter Hell, which I'm looking forward to putting up on YouTube. I think people will really like that. It's a cute little park. Fortunately, we haven't had to bring out our dead yet because nobody's died yet. I guess we should just build more housing. It's kind of really what we need. What, knocks on wood that day gets better? Or knocks on wood that YouTube likes the stuff that I upload? Usually YouTube, I get one of two reactions. They either like the stuff that I upload or don't care and don't watch it, which is generally pretty good. I'd much rather people just don't care and don't watch it than like... I'd much prefer people just don't care and don't watch it than like get mad and unsub. Well, I mean, currently, I think your character might actually be knocking down wood. Wherever you went. Well, we're gonna need another food storage place pretty soon, I think. I don't know. We got plenty of food storage. Produced one transport wagon. Well, that's good. Apologies to be so confusing. What have you been playing though recently, Haz? I feel like I haven't seen any of your streams in ages because you literally stream exactly when I'm in bed, usually, or when I'm streaming. So I like literally never get to see what you've been playing. There are no stores in range. I mean, that's kind of fine. Just stop collecting stones then.